where did I run today? At this point in the run, I am about 3.5 miles into it, at least coming from the car. Of course, I've done a little bit more today. So we've come down, we ran down through this valley, and then we followed these power lines down to the edge of the mountain there that you can barely see through the fog. And then we ended up running up and around through these foothills, these hills here. Just a gorgeous area. You can't even see the tops of them right now because of all the low-hanging clouds and fog. So then we ended up dropping down through, and maybe you can see the trail straight through there, but we ended up dropping down and then cutting back through the valley here and up on this trail here. This is, well, in part, if you're familiar with the area, this is the Loveland, Fort Collins area of Colorado. And the trail that cuts through this valley is the Blue Sky Trail. NORA Runners does a Blue Sky half marathon and marathon trail race, which is pretty awesome. That it's right here on this trail in my own backyard, more or less. So now that we've come down through here, we are approaching mile, gotta look at my watch, 7.5. And then this is one of the ridges that you end up coming up and over. We'll get to the top here, and it's always really pretty views to come up right to this ridge, and then that's what you get to see. And then at this point this is the Rimrock Trail. You have two options. This is the direction that we came from. It's a little shorter but a little more technical in some respects. Or we can go up on this direction, and it loops up and around and then down the other side and connects back in on the other side. So we came up this way. So I think what we're gonna do is go around the other way and make our way slowly back to the car. So we are, as I said, 7.5 miles into the run and about 3.5 miles away from the car. You know, I run out here quite a bit, but it never ever gets old. I enjoy it so much, and then it always changes with the different weather, the clouds or snow or springtime, the fall time. The area just changes with the seasons, and it's always so pretty to see. Now this part of the trail is a lot of fun as well because you're running along this hillside, and as you approach or come around the bend here, you're welcome to the second little opening or this valley area. And then you can see, and you can barely see in the video, but you can see at the top of right there, the second ridge. That ridge is known as Coyote Ridge. So we're gonna make our way through the valley there and up and over to the top of that ridge. And then at that point, you're typically welcome to some pretty awesome views. We'll see what our view is today with the low-hanging clouds and fog, but let's make our way over there. Approaching the top, and looks like there's some deer. Oh, the little guys. Hello. I typically see more deer than humans out here, especially early in the morning. So usually when you come up to the top of this ridge, you're approached with amazing views, but today with the fog, although it's still pretty, you don't see all those amazing views. Typically you can see part of the city way out there, the sunrise, a couple lakes way off in the distance, and it's quite pretty. It's also kind of cool because on this ridge you can see both one side of the valley and the foothills and then the mountains, and then of course you can see the other side as well. And so it's just kind of cool to run along the top of this and have that perspective of looking across both sides of the ridge. And I love looking towards the east. Typically, not today so much, but typically you can see just a lot of really pretty mountains, including Long's Peak, which is typically way off in the distance, which is Colorado's northernmost 14,000 foot peak. So this right here is the lookout point, and that means we have about 2 miles left till we get to the car. And not that you can see, but we're gonna be winding down the hill here. There's a little switchback that drops down and then cross down through there and around this little tiny mound hill that you can't really see too well right there. And then a nice long sweeping gravel road down to the car. At this point, it's pretty much all downhill, and you can really pick up the pace as long as you don't sprain an ankle on some of these more technical sections. Again, this shows how good the grip is in this shoe. The rock is wet and I am not slipping at all, or in the least on that section. So good job, Topo. All right, also I might break this video up into, I'll include this in the review video, of course, but I also am gonna break this video up into its own video and post that on the channel. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen my full review of the Topo Athletic Mountain Racer 3 shoe, definitely go check that out. It's an awesome trail shoe and one that I will likely use in some of my up and coming ultras, possibly my 100-mile ultra coming up later this summer. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, we're making our way down this trail, this technical section, having just a blast, really enjoying every mile, and certainly so grateful to be out here doing this morning. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I'm all smiles. Good morning, bud. Good job. All right, so we just came down from the top of that back there. And we're gonna come around this bend, and then we'll have just about a mile left. All right, in the car, it's clear down there. Oh no, the gate's closed. That wasn't like that this morning, probably because of all the moisture and the trails starting to get a little sloppy and a little muddy. All right, there is the car, the Fusion aid station as I call it, and that is the end of this run. A lot of fun. Thanks for joining me, and look forward to more videos, quite a few more videos. I've got a lot more shoe and gear reviews coming your way, as well as some epic run ventures and a couple ultras. I just signed up for the North Fork 50, which is down in Colorado Springs area. 50-mile trail race should be a blast. And then clean the lens here. And then of course my 100-miler, the UTE or Ute 100 down in southern-ish Utah, down in Moab area. Should be also a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. All right, I better get back in the car, get home, and go see the family. Thanks again for being here. I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Always got to come back for the camera.